Hi, folks. Look who's back tonight. Spidey. And look at the movie I got, Pee-wee's Big Adventure. There's the back cover right there. It's the Blu-ray version, of course. This is the movie I'm going to try to review tonight if my voice doesn't give out. But first, before we start the review, I always have to dedicate this webcast to Kara C. I'll always love you, babe. Always love you. Okay, let's get to the movie review. Now, this movie came out in 1985, and I think it is a mega classic, folks. It is funny from start to finish. Paul Reubens is brilliant in this movie, as the rest of the cast are. Oh my God, this movie's it's about the bike. You all remember the bike, the big red bike that he gets stolen. And he has to go all the way to California to get it. You know, I mean, Paul Reubens, in my opinion, is brilliant. He's one of those actors that kind of works out of the Hollywood mainstream. He kind of just picks the roles that he likes to do, in my opinion, and it works. You know, I know he had a bad rap maybe 20 years ago for that stupid crap, whatever it was. I don't care. I love Pee Wee Herman. I don't care. You know, I love Pee Wee's Playhouse. I love his movies. I love his other characters like in Mystery Man or the first Batman movie, stuff like that. He's actually a pretty damn good actor, you know, and he's really gotten a bad rap, you know, and I hope he's starting to make a pretty good comeback lately, and I hope he continues to hit the top again because I think he deserves it. I think he's one of the coolest guys I've ever, you know, I've watched in movies in my life. I love Pee Wee Herman, or I should say Paul Reubens, really. Anyway, it's about the bike, like I said. It gets stolen by his creepy fat neighbor. We're going to watch some clips in a few minutes. And I'm going to kind of give you a rundown of what the movie's kind of about. It's got a lot of misadventures and goofiness and silliness and stuff like that. It basically gets stolen by his creepy fat neighbor, Francis, I think his name is. This fat kid who still lives with his dad. He's like 25 years old, 30 years old. He still lives with his dad. He has a swimming pool in the house and everything like that. And he's just creepy. He's just a snobby, snotty rich boy, you know. And he basically has one of his friends steal the bike, and of course, he gets cold feet. Of course, Pee Wee Herman is distraught over this. You know, he basically wants that bike back. Who wouldn't want that bike back? It's fucking cool, man. I want one of those goddamn bikes. I am actually trying to find one of those bikes on eBay and stuff. I think I found one. It's a low expensive, maybe around $300, but I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna get one. I better have a gulp because my voice seems to be a little hoarse here tonight, raspy. I don't know why. Ah, that's better. Put some moisture in those throat cords. Hydrate myself. Anyway, basically what happens, the bike is stolen and he is completely distraught, like I mentioned earlier. And he's basically gets the town folks together in his base. And actually, he goes and visits. He gets stolen in the town square. He basically chains his bike to this animated clown statue. Of course, he's visiting the bike shop and the trick shop, the magic shop, stuff like get props for his house and stuff like that. He has actually a pretty cool house. He's got all these toys and gizmos in his house. It's just a blast. I would love to live there, man. It's just like, don't we all have a child in each of us? I mean, seriously, folks. I still collect toys. I still collect, magazines and stuff like that. And, well, you can see the studio. I still collect everything like this because you can't let your childhood go. Because if you start doing that, you get old, right? Am I not right? You get old. Because if you start, just worrying about your bills and stuff like that, and your daily life and stuff like that. If you don't have fun in your life, you get old fast. So you got to have stuff that entertains you. That's what I like about Pee Wee Herman. He has all these gizmos and gadgets and toys, and he's just like a child. He's like a child. I love this guy, man. He's just hilarious. Paul Reubens. Anyway, basically, he finds out that his bike's been stolen. Of course, he thinks it's at the Alamo in Texas, and of course, he starts to hitchhike across the country, try to find his bike. He ends up in the Alamo in Texas. He ends up talking to this one lady in this roadside diner named Simone. She has dreams of going to Paris, France, and finding her true love, which he actually does at the end, which is kind of cool. It has a happy ending. But the bike shop inside the town square of the city that he lives in, or town that he lives in, Elizabeth Daly is one of the actresses in this movie. She is his love interest. She has this huge crush on him. He always visits. She basically works at the bike shop. She is so goddamn cute, man. And he's always kind of shoving her aside. He's joking around with her. She wants to date him so bad. She's madly in love with Pee Wee Herman, And But anyway, at the end, they do get together, so don't worry about that. You know, it's a happy ending for Elizabeth Daily and Pee Wee Herman. They both ride off on their bikes at the end. Probably get married and stuff like that. Anyway, he starts hitchhiking across the country, and he runs into all these weird characters like Simone and stuff, and her jealous boyfriend. He ends up on a train, a boxcar with all these hobos are singing all these stupid little songs, driving him nuts. He just jumps off the boxcar onto the gravel below. Almost he probably is lucky he didn't get chopped in half by the wheels of the train. Oh God, basically he ends up at. Like I said, the dine with Simone stuff, but he ends up, before he gets there, he's hitchhiking basically on a highway. He gets picked up by this ghost, this lady trucker who died like 10 years earlier in a horrific truck crash or something. Like, she's a trucker, and she basically is a ghost. She goes back and forth on the highway picking up hitchhikers and scaring the bejeebers out of them. It's great, man. She's actually been dead for 10 years. He finds that out at the diner. They ask how he got there, and he tells the rest of the people in the diner that he was picked up by Madge or Marge, or whatever her name was, and they just look at her and go, she's dead. He's just like, oh my God. It's got some really cool stuff, man. I mean, he runs into all these weird characters on the way to California to get his bike at this movie studio lot, and I mean, I'm going to show you some clips here because there's so many really funny clips in this movie. I can't show you every single clip, but I think it's a classic. I'm going to rate this movie right now. It gets a 10, folks. It's so simple. This movie gets a 10 out of 10 Spiderwebs because, like I said, Pee Wee Herman, Paul Reubens is brilliant in this movie, as all the rest of the actors are absolutely brilliant, and they all do the roles very well. It's a classic, folks. I know it's 30 years old. I know the movie came out 1985, but who cares? The movie still holds up today as it did 30 years ago. I mean, even better. I mean, it's a timeless classic from 30 years ago, and I think I'm pretty sure everybody on the face of the planet has seen this movie at one time or another in their life. And I know it's an old movie, like I said, but I review movies that I think are so funny. That's why it's in my collection, like I mentioned 100 times before. Because it's worth more than one watch. It'll always be in my collection, along with anything else from Pee Wee Herman or Paul Reubens. So he, like I said, he goes cross country. He gets picked up by this escaped convict and stuff like that. He's pretty cool too. He's oh God. He gets like the lady ghost trucker, the jealous boyfriend, Simone at the diner, stuff like that. There's all kinds of misadventures on the way to California. It's Pee Wee Herman. What do you expect? He's gonna run into all these eccentric characters and stuff. That's what I like about this movie. It's very inventive, folks. It's a truly inventive movie. I mean, it's the music. This is directed by Tim Burton, by the way, and the music's by Danny Elfman, which makes it even better. It's a perfect movie, in my opinion. And but anyway, he basically gets to California, and of course, he finds his bike is part of a movie set or a studio or some kind of a TV show on some kind of a movie a movie studio set. They're filming something or another, and so he basically steals his bike from this snotty little rich kid who's basically doing his roles with a bunch of other actors on this set or something, and of course they all chase him around the grounds and stuff like that. Cops are chasing. So many stupid things in this movie, man. You just make you laugh. I think they just kind of ad lib a lot of this stuff, and it just works beautifully. I mean, I know I'm animated about this movie, but I love this. I love this movie, folks. It's so good. I mean, I've watched this movie probably, well, I can't tell you exact number of times I've watched this movie, but every time I watch this movie, I smile and I laugh because you've seen every scene in here. You memorize every scene. But the thing is, it's kind of like etched in your brain. All the different scenes in here, and Pee Wee's goofy little, his voice and everything, and his little smart little remarks and his facial expressions and stuff like that. I love Pee Wee Herman, man. He's kind of like a rebel, man. I like rebels. Hey, don't you think I'm a rebel? Hey, Spidey's a rebel. I'm the greatest movie review in the world. And I'm looking good. Look at that. Look at those muscles, folks. Spidey's in tip-top shit. Ladies, you got to have a piece of this. Okay. Well, maybe only Kerosene. I should have said that. Oh, she's going to hate me for that. Anyway, show some clips here. Let's kind of go back to the beginning and kind of, oh, let's see what's going on here. We'll kind of run through a few clips and kind of fast forward the movie a little bit, and you kind of get an idea what you kind of bring back, jog memories of the movie, what it was like when you first watched it. It's going to be kind of loud at first, so just bear with me. Ooh, yeah, I love this movie. Got the camcorder looking good. This is the opening sequence. Of course, he's dreaming that he's in the Tour de France or something, you know. He's beating the shit out of all these professional cyclists. You know, he wakes up a few minutes later. Of course, it's just a dream. I love the scene, the opening scene. That's the bike I want, by the way. I don't care if people call me a nerd and a dipshit, because that's what I am, actually. But I'm a cool dipshit. Okay, let's turn the volume up a little, and then we are going to go. Just check out some scenes, man. Check out some scenes. This is where he wakes up from the dream. He just won the Tour de France. Oh, poor Pee Wee Herman. Of course, that's his house. I'm just going to fast forward a little bit for you here. There's a secret little highway for his bike in his secret garden in his backyard. I love his house, man. His house is so goddamn cool, man. It's kind of like a spy movie. He's kind of like a spy. That was where he's going to get his bike stolen in town, because he's at the gadget shop. Ah, yes, Pee Wee. You gotta love Pee Wee, man. This is where he finds his bike is going to be stolen, I believe. His bike's been cut loose. He had like 50 feet of chain wrapped around it. Francis, his next door neighbor, stole the bike, like I told you earlier.
Well, I know that. Look, let me be honest with you. Hundreds of bikes are stolen every.
Oh God.
Baby, how are you ever gonna pay a reward like that?
There's Elizabeth Daly. She is so cute. The girl works at the bike shop, man.
The person who stole it, so they don't deserve any reward.
I love his voice, man. I love the way he does his voice.
Come on. Where are we going?
He's secretly. Oh. He secretly loves Elizabeth Daly. The girl works in the bike shop. He's just too shy to say anything to her. But they get together at the end, like I already said. He's hitchhiking to the Alamo. Oh, Pee Wee. Poor Pee Wee, man. He's with the ex-con now, the escaped con, going across the country. That guy's pretty cool anyway. This guy picks him up. He's clean from the law.
What's it like in the big house, Mickey?
What's it like in the big house, Mickey? This is where he's out in the desert. Oh, God, I love it. I love this movie, folks. It's a classic. There's Simone's jealous boyfriend. He's gonna bash poor Pee Wee with this thing to death. I love this scene. He's in this freight car heading towards California. Oh yeah, Pee-wee, man. The Alamo. He thinks his bike is in the basement of the Alamo, but you know, there's no basement in the Alamo. Oh God.
I'm sorry. You missed it by 5 minutes.
5 minutes, man. She's gone.
Hey, kid, what's your name? I can't remember.
Where you from?
I can't remember.
I can't remember.
Can't you remember anything?
The Alamo!
I remember the
Yes!
Alamo.
Oh God. Oh God. That's enough. You've seen too much. You've seen too much. Anyway, I only got about 4 more minutes left in this review. Anyway, like I said, this movie is a classic from start to finish. And I would highly recommend the 3 people who've never seen this movie actually go out and see this movie. 30 years or not, it's still a great movie, folks. You know, anyway, at the end of the movie, I kind of give you the ending away a little bit. He basically finds his bike. Like I said, he gets caught stealing it, of course, by all the officials at the movie studio and stuff. They decide to make his own, give him a movie contract. So basically, it's basically about the story of his bike, him going to California to retrieve his bike. So that's what the story's about, his movie on the big screen at the drive-in at the very end. Of course, James Brolin and Morgan Fairchild, I believe, play... James Brolin plays Pee-wee Herman. Morgan Fairchild plays Dottie. That's his girlfriend back at the bike shop in his hometown. So, and he's a bellhop in the movie. So he's basically has a little cameo in the movie. He doesn't even portray himself. It's like big Hollywood stars portraying himself and Dottie. And that's what I like about this. You know, this movie is so original. I mean, this movie is just a blast from start to finish, folks. And a lot of people, they always ask me, Spidey, why do you like these kind of movies? Because look at it this way, folks. Like I said earlier, don't we all have a child in ourselves, inside of ourselves? I mean, seriously, like I said, I've already explained this. Look at my room, look at my apartment, stuff like that. If you're not going to have fun in life, your life is going to be boring. You've got to. I enjoy, doing movie reviews, and I'm working out, and all the women love me because I'm a superhero. Yeah, I need a gulp. I need a gulp. Anyway, the movie is a classic, like I said, from start to finish. And this movie always will remain in my collection because it's to me, I'm gonna rate. Like I said, I already rated this movie. It's 10 out of 10 Spiderwebs. It's that simple. It's always going to be in my collection. This is the Blu-ray version, like I mentioned at the beginning of the webcast. It's actually a pretty crisp looking copy. Tim Burton, of course, directed, like I said. Danny Elfman did the soundtrack. Great. Everything works in this movie, folks. From start to finish. I mean, all the actors are superb. The music, directing, the photography, everything's perfect in this movie. It actually looks damn nice on Blu-ray. I would recommend you get this movie on Blu-ray because I don't know if it looks much better than conventional DVD, but it actually looks pretty damn cool. I love this movie, folks. It's got a great... I like the soundtrack, too. Soundtrack just jumps right out at you, man. And, it's a winner from start to finish, folks. So that is my review for tonight. I'll probably be coming back in a few days to do another review. And we'll show you one final shot of the cover there. I'm not going to... Like I said, the ending has a very good ending. Him and Dottie, his girlfriend back in town, get together at the very end. They ride off on their bikes, and I think they get married. So it has a happy ending for Pee-wee and his girlfriend. Yeah, Elizabeth Daly or Dottie. I think her name is Dottie, actually. So that's my review this week. 10 out of 10 Spiderwebs. And I'm sorry I couldn't show you every little scene because I'm kind of limited to 20 minutes on these webcast, so I want to just kind of like tell you. I'm kind of have a new format. I'm basically telling you more about the movie at the very beginning of the the webcast here, kind of explaining all the details and the characters in the movie, and then I'm kind of going to the different scenes and kind of giving you an idea of what I'm kind of talking about. You get an idea of what I'm talking about, basically. So that's how I'm doing it from now on, giving you kind of a synopsis of the story at the very beginning, and then showing you clips and letting you judge for yourself. So that's my review this week, like I said 80 times before. God, yes, Spidey! Okay, whatever. So we'll see you guys next time, and I'm not sure what I'm going to review, but you never know with me. It could be anything. Maybe Alice in Wonderland with Johnny Depp, and that's a great movie too, folks. But anyway, we will see you next time at the movies. I think it was Siskel and Ebert, wasn't it? Siskel, whatever it was. We'll see you next time. Check this movie out and put it in your collection. Later.